Hi everyone, I just thought I'd show you my latest little DIY job. As you can see, I don't have a particularly big kitchen. It's not too bad, I've seen worse, but the problem I faced was not enough room. Ideally a washing machine would have went in that corner, so without sort of maybe losing this end cupboard, I just simply don't have the room for a washing machine in here. So the only option I had was either putting the fridge out into the outhouse, which I thought, and then having the washing machine could have sat where that was, but I thought that's going to be a pain in the arse. Every time you just want a bottle of milk or something, you've got to pop out into the outhouse. Not to mention all the creepy crawlies that are out there that would have got into it. So in the end I put my washing machine in the outhouse, but it was a pain every time I wanted to do a washing. I ended up with a kitchen window open. I'd have to have an extension lead out the window for a power supply for it. Then I had a garden hose pipe going out for the water supply. Just up until recently, what I had installed, I've altered these pipes around a bit now. This bottom pipe, basically, that used to go straight around to there, and I bought one of those washing machine connections that you just screw the centrepiece. It pierces a little hole in the pipe, rather than having to kind of plumb a proper one in. So it used to work, but obviously it was a bit of a pain in the backside. And the third thing I have to do, because obviously for the waste pipe, I have to, luckily enough there's a little rodding eye for the main drain system just outside the outhouse door. So what I do for the waste pipe, I've extended the waste pipe, I just open the little rodding eye and I stuff the waste pipe down there. So as you can imagine, this is all a bit of a pain in the backside when you come to wanting to do a wash, especially if it's chucking it down the rain out there. So the first thing I did to make life a bit simpler for myself, luckily enough I have a socket on the wall leading out into the outhouse. So I just got a long drill, just about big enough for the cable to fit through. I've drilled all the way through the wall. I'll run some conduit along the wall to the washing machine and installed a proper socket out there, so that made life a bit easier for me. It was one thing less to do. And then the second thing I did, which turned out to be a waste of time, I'll show you through here actually. That's the outhouse. Now I've got a bit of guttering runs along the outhouse and the drain pipe going down just on the corner. So I thought if I drill a hole through the wall, put a pipe into that drain pipe, that'd do me for me for the waste. I've just assumed that all drain pipe, all your guttering pipes and that actually lead into your main sewage system. This turned out not to be the case, so I installed this pipe, done quite a nice job of it. I was quite pleased with myself. And then afterwards I just sort of noticed a bit of rubble at the bottom of the pipe. I just cleared a bit of stuff away from the drain pipe and then actually noticed that the pipe doesn't actually go anywhere. Now it turns out, although because it's only a small amount of water that come down that drain, it's basically the pipe just goes a little bit into the dirt. Basically the idea is it just soaks away into the dirt. So I was a bit peed off when I found out about that after I'd done it. So the second thing I thought I can do, which I thought about for a while and I finally got round to doing a couple of days ago, was I have actually now done a water supply out to the washing machine. So whereas I had three things to fret about doing with, I now only have to open that rodding eye for the waste pipe. So the original pipe used to come round to there, so this top pipe's what I've installed, which all went reasonably well. So that runs the length of the cupboard now. Show you down here if I can. So it's all a little bit tight when I was doing this, so to make life a bit easier, you can see the end of the pipe down in the corner there. I've come up a little bit on there and I've used one of these flexi hoses, which in a tight spot like this really does make life a bit easier. And you can see where the pipe's going through the wall there. So I shall show you in the outhouse. My big boy's toy hiding in here. So as you can see, with a white conduit This is where I've come through with the electric cable. I've just run along the top of the wall and gone up the top of the bricks there, and you can see where I've come through with the water pipe. All of this went fairly well. I originally went to drill a hole there, but turned out there's a steel beam in there which I didn't realise until after I drilled a hole, so in the end I've just had to basically just go over the top of the brickwork there. And you see the washing machine hiding in here, so it's out of the way. It saves a little bit of messing about, but it's that or nothing at all. So as you can see where the pipe's just come over the top of the brickwork there. Got a waterproof socket, so yeah. Just sort of normally snap the lid down on this, just in case any water gets in, which doesn't tend to, but just to play safe. And here we go now, just got the water connection on the end now. And here's my extended bit of pipe work that I throw down the ruddy knife. So it's all a lot less hassle now. I can come out, plug it in, chuck the washing in, start it up, and then that out there for the ruddy knife, which I'll show you. There we have that down there. So and I'll show you what I did outside, which I say turned out to be a waste of time. So it's a bit of a shame about that waste outside. That would have been it all fully plumbed in as normal if that had worked. But so on the whole, it's all pretty good now, and I have managed to kind of make life a bit easier for myself. So if you're in a similar situation, hopefully you can do something similar. The main problem is having a waste. So I'm just looking at that ruddy knife just outside there. And what I was doing at one point when I first done it was having to time the spin cycles and having that big bucket sitting underneath it and running out and emptying the bucket down the drain pipe every time, which obviously no one's going to do that all the time. So, and this is maybe give you an idea of what you can do if you're in a similar situation. Catch you all later.